It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensah, a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about universal laws and principles and the power of thoughts and how our thoughts or thinking and these laws combine to form or to create our life circumstances and experiences. And the cardinal truth that we all have to become awakened to is that we create our own realities. Every human being creates his or her own reality, whether we know it or not, whether we don't know it or not. It is a universal truth. And therefore, this is a time that we have to become awakened to these facts and the truth about ourselves, and then take our rightful position as the co-creators with the universe and create favorable and befitting realities. So, before I go on, please permit me to remind you or to appeal to you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to our channel and follow us on other social media platforms and share our work. Let us team up to spread the message of empowerment, the message of inspiration that will cause us, that will help us to be deliberate, to create our life circumstances as we want it. You see, nothing is creating your life for you. You are creating your own life experiences. Ignorance about it is not an excuse. Even in our human laws, we know this, you said. And so we create our own realities. If you have already done so, then please continue to share our work. That is my appeal to you. We are all co-creating our lives. And when we team up and co-create intelligently under the understanding and the knowledge of the laws that govern us, we will transform our lives to the state that we desire. And so reality is not to be faced. There is nothing as a reality that you're supposed to face, but you create reality. But what we know in our general life, wherever you will go, we are told that we're supposed to face reality. Therefore, if someone has no money, the person takes it that is the reality. Therefore, he sees himself inherently within the person takes the outer, the lack or the absence of physical need in his life as a reality. Therefore, he sees himself as poor. And as you take that as your reality, you are facing it. Though you think that you are facing it, but the fact is that you are recreating that situation in your life. And so, if someone is sick, yes, you are feeling that kind of situation in your body. But that is not a reality. That situation was created long time before it appeared in your physical body through your thinking. Therefore, if you take it as the reality and you dwell on it, then you are entrenching that situation in your life, you see. But the way to go about this as a creator of a reality is one to establish the fact that you are creating your realities, and everything in your life is done by with a combination of your thinking and the laws in the universe. Therefore, what you are going through right now is an old movie that is being shown to you. It's a feedback, and therefore you don't want it. What you're going to do is to think in the opposition of it. And as you think in the opposition of it, the future becomes what you are thinking now. That means you are not allowing current circumstances to influence your thinking. You are not allowing current circumstances to force you to accept certain situation as the truth. But you are using it as a motivation and inspiration to think upon it as what you want to see in your life in the future. When you do that, then it means you are creating reality. You are a reality creator. And so you will see that situation keeps repeating in our lives because we are caught up in that misconception that we have to face reality. And the more you face this reality, the more the situation comes in. And even if we take our lives, those of us that goes to church and religion in other places, you see that the more we pray, the more we bombard, the more we do all these kind of things, the more the situation keeps growing. Why? Because we are creating them. But if we take our minds off the situation, but we put our minds on what we want to see, you think in the opposite of the current situation, sooner than later, you begin to see life situation beginning to change, you say. And so you are not here to conform. If you face reality, that means you are a conformist. You are conforming to life situation. And as you conform to them, they gain control over you. But if you're a reality creator, you challenge or you rise up and create what you want. And therefore, you overthrow or you defeat the current situation. And so you are not here to create, you are not here to face reality, you are here to create it. One, you are here as a God. You are the individualization of God. And therefore, you are thinking into the mind of God. And God is flowing through you. Therefore, if you allow God to flow through you and you think in alignment with the mind of God, all that you want to see in your life will come into your life, you see. And the way to think about that is to think in the positive. It doesn't matter what you are going through. Your current circumstances are old news, are the manifestation of your old or your old or past thoughts and feelings. And therefore, you are supposed to be awakened to this fact. And whatever situation that is in front of you, you will think about it in a positive and a constructive way. The way to know as to whether you are thinking in the positive, in a constructive way, is to engage or to be attentive to how you are feeling. Your feeling is a feedback to you as to what you are creating right now for yourself in the future. If you are feeling bad, any negative emotion is an indication of negative creation. Therefore, wake up yourself and then begin to bring yourself back to thinking in the positive, you see. And so you are not here to face reality, it's a fact, but you are here to create it. And now, if I'm even to move this a little bit higher, even we take our practical lives, if we take human life, you will realize that humanity has experienced various forms of improvement, advancement. And it came as a result of men and women who refused to face a particular reality. And as I'm speaking to you right now, we have what we call wireless communication. Now we have mobile phones. We communicate across continents, not even nations, continents. Wherever you are in the world, you can communicate to anyone, anywhere in this world. It is someone who refused to face the reality of the day. In the days of Marconi, all human beings were facing realities that it is not possible to communicate to each other without wires. But Marconi stood up and said, I am not going to face this reality, but I am going to create a reality. So he taught against it. And through that, today we are reaping the fruit of his labor. You see, the fruit of his thinking. It is the same thing with any human invention, any human advancement, things that people have created. At the beginning, all people around them saw them to be abnormal, saw them to be people who were not serious because they were thinking against the general pattern of thinking of society, of humanity, you say. And these are the reality creators. And it is the same thing in our lives. Whatever condition you are going through, be it at your personal level or at a collective level, you are not supposed to accept the current situation as the reality. For reality is created in the unseen before it comes into the seen. So what is in the unseen is the actual reality. And what is in the unseen is what you are thinking and feeling. If you think and feel positively about any situation, at least, even if you entertain the thoughts of hope, and you hope and believe that things will change, instead of affirming the negatives, instead of confirming and affirming the negative, wanting all human beings to have sympathy with you, then you are recreating situation, you are entrenching the situation, you say. And so the cardinal point is that you are not here to face reality. You have the power and ability to change your life, to change your circumstances at will at any point in time. But you have to act in a deliberate way. You have to be deliberate. You have to have the understanding that you are the creator of your own realities. Nothing is creating your reality for you. Nothing is creating your reality for you. Nothing outside you, but it is your thinking and the laws that you are surrounded by that are creating our realities. And if we begin to obey, if we begin to play along this law, we will see our life changing in a positive way, you see. And so there is a difference between acknowledgement of a particular situation and allowing the situation to dictate your line of thinking. I am not saying deny your current situation. If you don't have money, that is true, you don't have money. But what you have to do is that use that current situation as a motivation to seek, to think about yourself as someone who was created and born prosperous. And therefore, what you are going through, the lack of money, is as a result of your thinking and believing that you are poor. Therefore, you're going to entertain thoughts of prosperity. That is what we call being prosperity consciousness or prosperity conscious, you see. And if you are always awakened to poverty, that means you are poverty conscious. And what you are conscious of is what becomes your life, you see. And so we are creating our realities. Let us be awakened to this. Let us be awakened to the fact that nothing is creating our realities for us except we creating them. You see, you have the power to change your life. You have the ability to change your life. You have all the resources to change your life. But you got to be awakened to the indwelling presence that is in you and the laws that surround us. And when we begin to act in this way, we will take our lives and transform it into a better way that we want. You cannot keep on beating the drums of a particular thing and go on to achieve something different. You cannot sow corn and reap any other crop. What you sow is what you reap. What you are sowing is what you are thinking, the thoughts that you are thinking, and the feelings of the thought is a communication to you as to what you are creating. So you will know what you are going to experience in the future if you have the understanding of this. And once you know it, you will ask yourself all the time, what do I want to experience in the future? And if you answer the questions faithfully, then you will be able to change your line of thinking, your pattern of thinking. And so you are not a powerless person. You are a powerful human being, created with the power to recreate your life. Therefore, take control of your thinking. Take control of your thinking. And also, some of the concepts, some of the perceptions, some of the views that has been handed down to us, they are not helping us. These are the beliefs that are causing our downfall. But now, take your rightful place. The number one belief is that establish on your life on the principle that you are creating your own realities. And therefore, you have the power and ability to change it. And all depends on the power of thought. Therefore, since you do not have any limitation on how to use your mind, you're going to will yourself to use your mind in a positive and a constructive way to create your life and to affect other people. And so reality is not to be faced. If you face the reality, you are a conformist. And anyone who conforms to situation, give him or herself to that situation. Give those situations the power over him or herself. But people who rise against situation, not in the physical, but you do it from the mental and the emotional state, you will naturally be given the ideas and power to overcome the situation. And then you recreate new and better versions of your life. This is what we call transforming our life from the lower to the higher. And it can only be done by people who do not face realities, but who are determined to create a particular circumstances that they want to see. And therefore, I am going to conclude by the famous word of George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw, he once stated that the people who get on in this world are those who look for a particular circumstance, and if they cannot find it, they get up and create it themselves. That is reality creators, people who believe that they are the power, they are everything on this earth, they are gods on this earth, therefore they are creating their realities. When it is bad, they repent or they change their mental attitude and recreate a new and a better version. That is how we move ourselves forward. That is my message for you. It is my dream and my belief that you will be awakened to your indwelling powers. You'll be awakened to the fact that you are not limited in any way, but you are a God on earth here. That you will take your rightful identity as a God on earth here, and all of us teaming up, we co-create better and favorable conditions for ourselves. All put together, we bring humanity to a state of happiness and joy. Thank you, and God bless you.